Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gatorade 400 here in this penultimate race to crown our 12 chase drivers for the inaugural Sundrop Cup Series chase for the championship. We have 40 drivers in this grid, yet another race this season that has DNQs, but this time, this means more to the drivers in terms of the championship than the Sundrop 500. The SD 500 has the prestige, the big race of the season, but this race could determine your entire season right here. Diego Yepes on pole in the Gatorade number 77, but alongside him is Brady Burkhart, current points leader, who's held the points lead by a wide margin for the majority of the season. But the driver in third in the Generation T Lowe's number 48 Dodge for Texas Star Racing, Jay Jefferson, bit into that lead significantly with a win at Watkins Glen last time out. He is in third, only 17 points back from Burkhart to take those 15 bonus points heading into the chase. The difference between Burkhart and Jefferson, if Brady doesn't win that regular season title, he will only have what second will award plus 5 bonus points for a win. Meanwhile, Jay Jefferson, with 3 wins so far, already has 15 bonus points in the bank. Matthew Eves is a restrictor plate ace. He starts 4th here for Cloud Foster Racing Operations in that number 47 Procore Dodge. This is not the track, this is not the super speedway that he's been good at. He's had 2 wins at Talladega, nothing at Daytona, but trying to change that this weekend, starting 4th today. Further behind them, look who's in 5th, a driver and team, really, who DNQ'd the Sundrop 500. They came out with a fantastic qualifying performance, setting themselves 5th fastest overall. Scott Roush is in the show for that 29 team. Morris in 6th, Freeze in 7th. Colton Lane is very important that he needs to run well here. 21st in points mean he's not even eligible for a wild card spot. Carter Friesen, who is in that 85 beside him, is 12th in points, just fell out of the top 10. He holds the first wild card spot. Larry Hagan, who's just a few spots back in that Snapple 21, he holds the second spot. Hagan, though, sits 17th in points, not too far ahead of Colton Lane. So Hagan and Lane both need to run very well this weekend. But drivers in must-win scenarios. Bowers is 15th in points. He could theoretically point his way into the show with a fantastic run today, but he needs a win in that 25 team to try to defend his Crown Royal Truck Series championship and try to take all 3 championships if somehow he can there in that number 25 Dodge for Angiato. Gatlin Downey in the 35 alongside him. It's pretty much written off that he is not going to be competing for the chase this season. He just wants this year to end. And same with DJ Gibson. Even with a win, it'd be a big mountain to try to overcome. Ryan Butcher in the 83 is another driver in a definite must-win scenario. The 25 can point his way in, including Murray, Friesen, Kukulon, DeLello. They can all point their way in with Bowers easily. And they're trying to chase down Neil Curtis, Goforth, Tib Foster. Guys like Riley Spurley-Tube, Ryan Butcher, Stephen Walsh Jr., Jacob Edson are in must-win scenarios, and they have to beat Larry Hagan to do it. There's the driver who almost won the Sundrop 500. He won the Sundrop 597.5, really, with the last lap leading on to the last lap, but slow cars held up the 27. Foster dove to the inside and stole the victory. Foster starts alongside of Cody Goforth. Dusty Neal in the 94 is a good road restrictor plate driver too for the CFRO program, but SBR is going to try to work together to get Burkhart, Edson, Butcher all up front, as well as Kev Shearer. SBR very strong on the plate tracks. Zachary DeLello could point his way in after a disappointing season. Matty Porta, though, is one of the drivers there. He has 2 wins on the season. He should be pretty much locked in that number 20 car. Aiden Smith in the 72, looking even further back. There you see Kev Shearer in the 30. Stephen Walsh Jr. in the 65, a must-win scenario. Kyle Corbett brings the 06 out. Noah Kim had a very strong run until the crash at Daytona in the Sundrop 500. He's back here in the 06 this weekend. Christian Vargas, Anderson Reed returns to the 1 car. Joseph Strigley in the 63. Riley Spurley-Tube in the 61 this week. Logan Cloud making his first Cup start at a super speedway. Casey Mears at the back. Luke Evans in the 51, but Mears making his final Daytona event, most likely for his career. And at the very back, Mikey Yamakaze and Jacob Rose. We are ready for 40 laps here at Daytona. It's sure to be exciting. Yepes and Burkhart out in front. A lot of drivers fighting for their chance at a championship this weekend. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines here at the Gatorade 400.
Right
With that, the engines are fired. 40 drivers rolling off for 50 laps here at Daytona. This race, 50 laps. Meanwhile, the Sundrop 500 was 60, so it is just a bit shorter, which means you're going to have to move a lot quicker if you want to drive through the field. Diego Yepes up front has all but locked himself into the chase. He is falling back to 6th in points, but has 2 wins to fall back on, depending on how this race goes. However, Brady Burkhart in that 99, the 48 of Jay Jefferson, and the 55 of Brandon Morris all have confirmed their spots in the chase. And after this race, we'll probably see some more be confirmed. Yepes out in front is 6th in points. You got Matty Porta 5th in points, Peter Onjak 4th in points, Tip Foster 7th in points. Those 4 are really trying to run well here, because then they should be able to make the chase really with a significant run here today if they can run well enough. The scary thing for the fans and the drivers, anyway, is seeing something like the truck race earlier this season, dominated by just a handful of drivers, and those 2 drivers this weekend could be the 99 of Burkhart, the 48 of Jay Jefferson. That is going to be the story there. Those 2 fighting, as well as many drivers looking to make the chase. This is the race you want to win if you want a wild card spot. Green flag is in the air. Yepes and Burkhart lead us down, and we're racing at the Gatorade 400. Down into turn 1, it's going to take about a lap and then some to get up to speed, up to the 200 plus miles an hour you'll see around this Daytona International Speedway. Yepes out into the lead, but Scott Roush already took a move to the inside. Now Burkhart is going to pick up Roush and try to move him up. Friesen, though, is not going to wait around for Scott Roush. He wants to get the slower cars out of the way, because here comes the Monster Motorsports duo with Carson Bowers as they head through turn 3 and 4. Brady Burkhart in the 99 is not going to let Yepes sit out in front for that long. We are already having the 99 to the race lead. 3 wide behind the top 2 as Yepes clears into 2nd. Jefferson now up top. Eves right there. Gibson getting real close to the back of Eves as they come through the tri-oval for the first time. The engine's starting to soar, and we are up to that 195 ever climbing here at Daytona, and we'll be continuing up to probably 203 miles an hour as they head down the back straightaway here at Daytona, and you see those speeds just climbing up. Yepes all over the back of Burkhart, tucked right in behind him. Will he make a move? Yes, he will. He wants to lead now a lap in that 77 as they come on through. Diego Yepes to the inside of Burkhart. This is for that race lead. Friesen on the inside, Lane coming with him, but now Burkhart will have the help from Friesen coming down the front straightaway. Will he be able to hang on, take that race lead back, drag race across the line? Dead even across the line, and it is Burkhart credited with that lap led. Now Friesen looking to the inside of Yepes and Burkhart. Here comes Carter Friesen in the 85. He might be in a must-win scenario as this race progresses, depending on how many points he scores compared to the rest that are in the chase right now. And Friesen to the lead with Colton Lane behind him. He's going to go up to take that outside, but Lane might have the momentum on the inside. Bowers and Edson pushing him down the back. 3 wide as the whole field's just scattering down this back straightaway here at Daytona. Now Friesen on the outside. You see Scott Roush still up there in the midst of this. Bowers, Edson getting themselves up towards the front as they go. And Colton Lane now is going to be your new race leader as they come off the corner. Goes up, blocks Friesen, back down in front of Bowers. Colton Lane's going to pick himself up a bonus point. Carson Bowers in the 25. Will he be able to get to the inside of Colton Lane? Yes, he will. He wants bonus points. He's trying to point his way in as well. Jacob Edson, 20th in points after a DNF at Watkins Glen. Cost him a ton of points. Here comes that 82 up into 2nd now. Foster all over the back of Edson. Neal all over the back of Foster as they go down this back straightaway. It looks like it's just a conga line right now as they just keep shuffling positions up in front. Jacob Edson in the 82 now diving to the inside is going to try to take that lead away. Here comes Bowers now fighting back on the outside. Foster and Neal a bit slower on the inside. That's going to allow Bowers and Lane to clear. Edson will lead this lap, and that will be the 2nd SBR driver to the point here at Daytona. Austin Murray just taps the wall further back. That could be big, because we've seen people tapping the wall through the tri-oval. It's very thin in the tri-oval how these guys race compared to the turns in the back straightaway and all that. So drivers could get up and nick that outside wall and really cost them time. You see it already held up Vargas, Cloud, Kyle Corbett, Mikey Yamakaze, as well as a couple of guys fighting to make the chase. Porta, Stephen Wallace Jr. there. Porta needs a good run in that 20 car this weekend if he wants to survive and make the chase for sure. But out in front, Jacob Edson in the 82 is now looking very nice and happy out in front. You see Matthew Eves further back on the outside in the Procore colors. He's dropped to the back. But now Jacob Edson out in front, a previous Clash winner at Daytona when we did the trucks in the Clash. DJ Gibson now bounces off the wall. Colton Lane in second, just trying to hang on, trying to stay away from any incidents that we might see during this race. Bowers third, Neal fourth. The top four now pulling away as they are single file out in front. Yepes clearing to fifth. Bowers immediately down to the bottom. And there you see this pack starting to break up a bit as those guys further back are, of course, scraping the wall coming through the tri-oval. Bowers now, Neal was able to get a run to his outside. This is the battle for that third position as they come on through. Will Neal be able to hang on? The outside line definitely can work, especially when there's less cars up there coming off of four because you don't have as much checkup. Coming through there. Now you see Foster looking to the outside. He's going to try to make a move. And there's Larry Hagan. He knows that he has to finish ahead of Colton Lane as well as a majority of this field to make the chase. And right now this 21's doing that. He's inside the top 10. And look at Aiden Smith, one of the drivers, the only driver that's left in this GM Motorsports program this season after a deal with Monster Motorsports and the previous team owner put this 72 driver of Aiden Smith into this car for a handful of races. GM wanted to uphold the end of this deal, so he is going to be running a couple more races in the 72 car this season. Right now, just inside the top 10. There's Kukulon as well. Scott Roush staying right up there with the front pack, which is nice, and it looks like the field's starting to spread out, and as we said, the guys that were in the wall kind of broke up this second pack, and it looks like this second pack now is just trying to get single filed out, make sure they don't lose the draft, because Daytona usually can be pretty clean if you're not really, if you don't have someone blowing up in the front of the pack like this man up in front, Jacob Edson, was in the Sundrop 500. You can see a pretty clean 50 laps here at Daytona. Now Tib Foster, the defending Sundrop 500 winner. He's going to look to the bottom of Bowers looking for second. He wants to get up there. It's been a rough few weeks for Foster. He's been just bouncing around in the points, has fallen down to 7th, and now he's back here at Daytona trying to get that good run to get him back into the swing of things. Larry Hagan now side by side with Colton Lane for 5th. That is an important battle to be watching on track. Lane needs about 17 points on Larry Hagan in these next 2 weeks, but if Larry can hang on up front in this TSR power, he should be able to make the chase. And now Foster's going to jump to the inside. That's going to be for the race lead there. And 9 laps through this one. Tib Foster, give it to the Onge Auto car. He's going to put that 40 into the race lead as he goes up in front of the SBR 82 of Edson. Now, will Edson have the momentum to jump down to the inside? Carson Bowers getting the help from those guys, trying to clear Yepes. That's not going to happen as the field comes cycling on through. Looks like almost 4 wide back there with the SBR guys getting a little crazy back there. The 87 this week, Nicky Morris, and the 30, Kev Shearer. Now Scott Roush is going to be the one jumping into the inside, and give Scott Roush a shout out. He won at Watkins Glen, I believe, in the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Got his first win for Ditech. Got Ditech's first win in a while. And now this 29 team is doing very well right now, hanging inside the top 20 as they race. Looking at the back, it looks like the 95 of Bobo Jones is starting to lose the draft. Again, this team was in an equipment swap with the 50. The 50 is what the 95 used to be. Now the 95 is just a brand new car, not much on it. So Bobo really struggling back there for speed. Austin Murray into the wall early. He's now just trying to hang on at the back as you see Jacob Rose, Casey Mears, the 33's Dwayne Rockefeller. Rockefeller was in the 51 in the Sundrop 500 this year. Now it's Luke Evans in that car. There's Joseph Strigley, Matty Porta at the back, Riley Spurley-Tube, Stephen Wallace Jr., who led, I believe, the most laps in the Sundrop 500. But that's the difference here. Now that cars are upgraded, the teams have setups dialed down. They have more equipment upgrades. You're going to be seeing some different racing here and probably different ways that these guys race this track entirely here here at Daytona. But right now, Edson has taken the race lead back. Yepes in second. Bowers hanging on for third. Dusty Neal is going to dive to the inside, taking it 3 wide on Team Boss Foster and Larry Hagan there. And that's going to be your top 4 getting single filed out if they can make it past. Bowers a little slow off the corner is going to hold up Neal. Neal jumps to the inside. So Bowers just trying to hang on out in front, wants to win this race. But now Yepes pushing Jacob Edson clear into the lead, and it looks like Colton Lane's going to be into the wall. Same with Riley Spurley-Tube, and again, you just get too high through that tri-oval. You're getting forced up there. You're 3 wide. You don't know what's going on, and that could really screw you over, and that's going to knock Spurley-Tube back. It looks like Murray's going to drop back as well. So that could be big in the championship hunt as Murray sits 11th in points. He needs to point his way in that 91, and he's all over the back of Spurley-Tube. Might have just gave him a little bump there trying to get him out of his way. But now these two back here, the 61 and 91, might start losing the draft. Looking further up, 3 wide up front now, single file. It's a big train here all the way back to Sebastian Kukulon, just inside the top 15. Kukulon sits right now as they go across the line in the 12th position. So it looks like mostly single file for those guys. Yepes is going to leave Edson to dry out in front, as now Diego wants to get a shot there. Now he has 3 Dodges lined up behind him, 2 Ange Auto drivers, and Tib Foster's driver, Dusty Neal. Bowers goes to the bottom. Neal was going to go up with Foster. Tibbs going to jive back to the inside. He wants to push Bowers up front and try to get them that spot as that middle line's just working together single file. Yepes is going to be able to hang on out in front, though. He takes the race lead right back here at Daytona. Aiden Smith in the 72. Give this guy a shout out. I forget where he's going in the offseason, but it's not back to Monster Motorsports. He's right now running inside the top 10, almost inside the top 5 for this 72 team, and this is a fantastic opportunity for them. There's Zachary DeLello. The ZR team almost won the Crown Royal 300 with Alex Peters and Logan Bradley. DeLello now in this 57, who's on a pretty long winless drought. He's trying to move this KCMG car towards the front as well. Coming off of the corner, though, flyby down the back straightaway. As you see, the move to the inside is Dusty Neal looking for that race lead. He wants some bonus points. Neal is 10th in points. 17 back from 9th in points, DJ Curtis, but he's only 4 points ahead of Austin Murray, 6 ahead of Friesen, and about 20 ahead of Sebastian Kukulon. Kukulon right now just inside the top 10 as well, so Neal needs that race lead, needs that bonus point right there to help him try to make the chase. Aiden Smith now moving that 72 up towards 4th. DJ Curtis dropping back on the outside in that 5. He might have gotten a piece of the wall as well. Look at Jay Jefferson. He's been trapped back here in the 48 as well. Carter Friesen back there as well. So a lot of cars starting to be held up in this second half of the pack as they're trying to race themselves into the chase, into the show, and into some good points. Now Tib Foster stays right behind Neal. Top 4 is going to stay single file heading into turn number 3 and 4. Tib just giving Neal a bit of help there because he knows Neal needs a lot of it to get into the chase as well. Aiden Smith 3rd, Yepes 4th, DeLello now in 5th, and it looks like this front pack starting to break up as now Peter Onjak is trying to hang on over the rest of this. And the bad thing about that, even if you have a bigger group, honestly, a smaller group of cars can probably keep better pace than a big group of cars because you're not battling as much as these guys are. You know, this front pack's about 2 wide a bit, maybe even 3 wide at times. But these guys back here, 2 and 3 wide for many more rows could really cost them in trying to get up to the front and stay in the pack, in the draft, and keep that speed. Up in front, though, now Neal has Yepes all over the back of him. Tib Foster returns to the race lead. Now Aiden Smith 2nd, DeLello 3rd. Hagan up into that 5th position as he's fighting back up. And don't look now, here comes the 99, one of the scariest drivers here at Daytona, has the fastest car in the field. The 99 and 48 get out in front and are able to string out into the lead. They could be unstoppable as they race around here at Daytona. But Burkhart just inside the top 10. You see the SBR power of Edson and the 30, Kev Shearer. There's Matthew Eves on the inside. You got Nicky Morris behind him as well. And you got Scott Roush, the alliance partner there. And don't count out Diego Yepes. Brandon Morris, the BGM team, is the satellite to SBR. So you got a lot of Toyota power here up in this front group. Tib Foster, Aiden Smith, Zachary DeLello, Dusty Neal, Larry Hagan, your top 5. We're going to bring you back to the action at the Gatorade 400 right after this. Back live here at Daytona as Dusty Neal has just taken the lead away from team boss Tib Foster. This front pack starting to come back together, but starting to get a bit racier, 3 wide. But you see there's a gap here. Anderson Reed at the back in that one. Now Ryan Butcher, DJ Gibson, DJ Curtis leading this second pack around, hoping that they do not lose the draft of that front pack, especially for drivers here. Morris is pretty good. He's pretty much into the show, into the chase. Cody Goforth, DJ Curtis, though, are on the bubble as well. Carter Friesen behind it. Stephen Wallace Jr. in a must-win scenario. Matty Porta still trying to survive in that, and he's not too happy seeing that 08 in front of him because those two crashed last week, though it was Justin Knight in the 08, not Christian Vargas, who was in it this week. There is Dwayne Rockefeller, Kyle Corbett, Casey Mears, Logan Cloud at the back of this one. 50 car just not performing that well. And it looks like Austin Murray now in the 91 is going to start losing the draft. So that's not good for pedal to metal racing, because Murray has not been really a race-winning driver for most of this season. Look at Neal with the power from Larry Hagan coming off the corner. He's going to hold on to that race lead as they come through the tri-oval. A big push there, and Hagan is now trying to get a run to the outside on Foster and Edson. Eves in the 47 right behind him. Yepes Burkhardt pushing him, and this is a big battle up front as we head through 21 of 50 complete. But Bobo Jones has fallen off the draft. Murray, it looks like he's only running 191. He's fallen off. Riley Spurleytube as well. Spurleytube has fought his way to 16th in points after Watkins Glen, but coming into this with an underpowered 61, I don't think was the best strategy. Going to cost him big time. Kyle Corbett being left out in the dust there in the 06 as he drops to the back of this group there. But you see Butcher, Gibson, they've caught back up to this front group. And it looks like, yeah, that's second group now. You got some very strong cars in that one, really. Cody Goforth, DJ Curtis were two drivers fighting for the Sundrop 500 win earlier this season. You also got Morris, Friesen, who are championship contenders. Stephen Wallace Jr. now trying to get around Vargas and try to push their way towards the front as they're trying to move back in. Looks like Clouds drop back, Srigley off the pace, Rose and the 06, the HBP car. We expected that, especially after, of course, the Daytona Sundrop 500 this season. Again, brand new cars, so there weren't really many differences in equipment, but now the slower cars here at the back, the 63-23, are going to be dropping back, though. Porta has never shown much speed here at Daytona, and that is very interesting to see as he is really struggling for pace and struggling for position here at Daytona right now. Edson now looking to the outside of Hagan. That's for third. And Zachary DeLello, again, he's up here. Sebastian Kukulon's up here. And just, again, shout out to Scott Roush. Missed the show, missed the Sundrop 500 earlier this season. This 2019 back with a vengeance, fighting inside the top 10. A fantastic performance so far for Scott Roush and Ditech Motorsports there. And look at that, the 36 Archibald Buttersworth, a DPDS driver for Shade Burkhardt Racing. Looks like he's learned a lot from his SBR teammates. He's put this 36 into the top 15. What a run we are seeing by this 36 of Buttersworth right now. Inside the top 20, this 36 team has been the shining star at JSR this year, and he's right now just inside the top 20, fighting his way through. Colton Lanes fought back up into this pack. He's trying to make some moves. Anderson Reed at the back of this one. There's Cody Goforth, Friesen, Mikey Yamakaze there. Now you got Curtis, Vargas, Stephen Wallace Jr. The 33 is Rockefeller this weekend. Mears, Luke Evans, Porta, and Cloud. Those guys are now single file. Some underfunded cars in the second half of that, but the top three are pretty strong cars, pretty strong equipment, so they're trying to just hang back up and get back into the draft there. And it looks like, yeah, Kyle Corbett, Joseph Srigley, Jacob Rose, the 63 is the best car at JSR, which is surprising when you see the 36 doing so well, but it looks like these three cars falling off of the pace, as well as Austin Murray, Riley Spurleytube, Bobo Jones, so we'll be seeing that as this race progresses. Dusty Neal staying out in front. Tib Foster looks like he's just kind of keeping some distance between him and third and rest, so he wants Neal to make the chase, but even a second place for Foster. Foster is about 27 to 30 points, depending with these quick calculations. He's a pretty good margin above the cutoff, let's just say that. A second place probably could lock him into the show. Now he's going to try to go down, maybe move Neal out of the way as Edson is making a move there. Going to try to attack Edson now as they head through 3 wide for the race lead halfway through this event. And now Dusty Neal, will he have anything on the outside? The inside line's going to start fading away as the tires start getting more and more worn, and you'll see the cars sliding up more on the bottom and maybe giving that outside line much more power. But Tib Foster has Neal all over the back of him as the 30 of Shearer bounces off the wall. Jefferson had to take some major evasive action there to get around him, and now the 30 is going to be holding up that outside line of the 72, 36, 1, 53 right in there as this field continues to pace around here at Daytona. The racing starting to get more intense as you see Foster and Neal are not giving up on that outside line, and Neal's going to push the 40 clear into the race lead. What a power move by the Dodge drivers there. Foster's going to jump down to throw the block on Edson, and he's going to take the race lead once again. Tib Foster looking to sweep Daytona this season. Look who's also showed up to the top 5 again. Matthew Eves, the Procore 47, is here. Burkhart now shoving Kukulon along. Scott Roush inside the top 10. Hagan and DeLello both going to scrape the wall. Big hit for DeLello. And that is major. And again, 3 wide through the trial does not work half the time. And DeLello's going to lose a lot of ground there in that 57. The inside line's going to power right past him as he goes around trying to get himself back into line. And that might cut off again, make another pack that these guys have to race back up on. Aiden Smith, Carter Friesen back there as well, as they're going to have to try to keep pace with that front pack. But the draft does go a pretty long way here, and especially if these guys up front start battling each other a lot more, I don't think they'll be able to pull away as much. That outside line going to carry some momentum as the inside line, again, we say, as the race progresses, the inside line's going to get worse, and it's going to be harder to really hold your line and the speed through the corners here at Daytona. Jacob Edson now out in front as he's trying to move Foster out of the way, forces Foster wide, and that's going to put him 3 wide with Neal. Now Diego Yepes up here, Matthew Eves. There's Peter Onjak. A top 10 here would probably lock him into the chase as they go. And now it really seems the 36 is the last car there. That second pack might have just lost the draft due to that incident with Zachary DeLello slowing him down. So we might now have 2 packs of racing starting to form here at Daytona. Tib Foster on the very outside. Now you got Edson leading this line. Yepes second, Eves third, Burkhart fourth, Neal in fifth as they go on around. Kukulon clear into 6th. Foster really getting close there with Scott Roush as they look further back. Now Eves jumps to the inside in that 47. He's going to move up to 2nd and try to protect Edson a little bit. Eves is pretty much out of this one. I don't think he has hopes for a chase run, even with a win here at Daytona, but Edson still does. Maybe Matthew's going to sit there and, you know, give him a bit of a... Get him a bit of a defense, but you also got the 99 back there, so this could be a very fantastic opportunity for SBR and Eves to run very well in this front group. And as you see back there, the 36-27 at the back of this one, Downey leading this second pack. It looks like it's all but settled. That front pack is pulling away from this second group, and it looks like that could be the end of their day, barring an incident. DJ Curtis starting to lose the draft up here as well in that 5 car. That's big in the championship hunt for him as they race around. Bobo Jones at the back. 20 laps to go here at Daytona. We've been racing clean and green this whole time. Edson, Eves, and Neal out in front. We're going to go ahead, take a quick commercial break, bring you guys back to the action for the final 20 laps here at the Gatorade 400 in the Sundrop Cup Series. Back live here at Daytona, the front pack starting to splinter a bit more. Jacob Edson in the race lead, Neal second, Burkhart third, Eves fourth, Jefferson now into 5th, Bauer 6th, Yepes 7th, Onjak 8th as they go side by side behind him. Now Morris, Nicky Morris, the 36 of Buttersworth, Foster, Kukulon, Roush, Lane, Goforth, Hagan are going to have to try to catch back up and line back up with that front pack as they race around here. And you see they're staying pretty much single file. Neal's going to jump out, though. Jefferson's going to go with them, and it looks like the Dodge is starting to work together. Bowers, very wide. It looked like he was about to go into the outside wall there. Bobo Jones also coming up, so he will be a factor. He does have the pace to keep with the guys, but his car was just fell off the back, so it's not going to be too slow for him. And, of course, he's meeting minimum speed. He's only about 11 miles per hour off. But now it's coming down to these guys up front are going to have to fight their way and fight and claw to get around Jacob Edson as this race comes to the end. 16 laps to go next time by here at Daytona. Eves near the wall. Neal is up here. This race is now looking like an Onjado SBR combo with some CFRO in there as they're running. Jay Jefferson, the lone TSR guy inside the top 10, but this is down to pretty much two combinations here. You got Anjato plus their driver's team in CFRO with the and then with SBR and their whole thing, but you also got Archibald Buttersworth has caught back up to this pack. He sits 10th. Can we see a major underdog victory here at Daytona? Not sure, but we still have a long time to go. Now Kukul on Goforth hanging on. Roush, Hagen, Lane right there. Downey and Butcher are definitely getting the draft of those guys up in front. So there's still not a bad thing or not a thing to say that that second pack can't form back up together, catch back up to these front guys, and put a race on our hands. But Neil's going to look for that inside again. We said the inside line's going to start fading a bit, but Edson really slow on the outside. Is there something wrong with the 82? He's very slow right there as he's going to drop 3 spots to the Dodges on the inside, and now Edson's back out of the lead. Neil is your race leader. Jefferson Bowers your top 3, and Carson Bowers could be in a must-win scenario to make the chase. He now sits 3rd as we come to the end of this one. And there is Bobo Jones in the 95. He's only 9 miles per hour slower than these guys, so he's going to easily get into the pack nicely. But now Neil Jefferson, this is going to be just like the Sundrop 500. Bobo up to the top. Neil was forced up there. That's going to put Jay Jefferson towards the race lead and give it to the 48, looking for his 2nd win in a row. Looking for TSR's 5th win, actually, in the last 4 weeks of competition. And now he is your new race leader. Bowers 2nd, Yepes 3rd, and Archibald Buttersworth in the 36 is now inside the top 5 for Joseph Surgley Racing. Matthew Eves in the 47 is there. Foster's caught back up. Goforth, Hagen, they're catching back up. You see that second pack as well. They're trying to hang on. Looks like a couple cars from behind there. Vargas, DeLello have lost the draft. DJ Curtis has really lost the draft. He's 37th. This could be the nail in the coffin for his championship hopes. Spurleytube and Murray, those two could be out of the chase hunt as well. Mears trying to hang on. He's 31st. Friesen 30th. You see that second group of cars, much slower group of cars trying to catch up and maintain with this front pack. But Jay Jefferson out in front. Bauer 2nd. Yepes 3rd. Here comes Matthew Eves in the 47 4th. And Bobo Jones, again, he has every right to race up front. He has the speed, and he's still just fighting, just trying to, hang on. He could get out of the way, but that is now another driver in the draft for these guys that could make the difference at the end of this race. At least, though, he did not break up the front pack like we've seen a lot at super speedways. Look at the 36 of Buttersworth really working that outside line, trying to get around Matthew Eves. Eves in 4th. Jay Jefferson out in front. Jefferson could have this race in the bag now, especially with 2 cars behind him. Bowers, Yepes probably ain't going to work together. Eves isn't going to work together with either of them, but will they try to take out the one goal of Jay Jefferson not winning a 4th race on the season? We thought that Burkhart was the big man to beat this year, but Jay Jefferson has been rattling off wins, has been rattling off finishes to get him into the hunt with Burkhart for that regular season title. Top 4 maintaining a single file run. Bobo Jones blocking the rest of the pack. Francois Chastain puts this 36 up into 5th. And now you got Morris. There's Foster back there. Cody Goforth looking for redemption here at Daytona. Scott Roush is still in this battle. Colton Lane as well. Larry Hagan, those guys fighting for wild card spots. The difference, where did Logan Cloud come from? Cloud was off the pace for half of this race. He's inside the top 20 in this front pack. Where did this 50 car come from? He's in the fight, maybe not for the race win, but he's in the fight for a good finish. Top 5, though, starting to get single filed out and pulling away. You see there, we said a smaller pack could be faster than a pack battling each other, and these guys are 2 by 2 further back. Will this front group pull away and have a 5-car race to the finish as the rest of this pack, 2 and 3 wide? Morris now clears them. Foster fighting on the inside. Will we see a 5-car race to the win? Will we see anyone take Jay Jefferson out of victory lane? And super speedway racing, just like many times we've seen in the NSDCA and when NASCAR ran in real life, you see underdogs up front. This season, Carson Bowers is an underdog. Matthew Eves, the JSR team, are up here, but they have to get by 2 of the best drivers in the NSDCA in Jay Jefferson and Diego Yepes. Does Yepes have anything for Jefferson as Buttersworth is going to make a big move, making it 3 wide for that 3rd position? And that battle right there might bring that second pack of cars, that second group. You see Foster, Neil back there, back into the fight here as they come down. 10 laps to go this time by here at Daytona. Burkhardt has not been able to get up to the front like Jefferson now has, and we said Jefferson, with as strong as that car is, it might be hard to jump out of line, get out of the draft, and outpace him down the back straightaway. I think you're going to need to see something like Fitzwater and Bradley in the series before getting around Yepes, but now Buttersworth goes on his own. Foster's now in this fight. Buttersworth trying to take that position alone. Not going to happen. Forces Eves up, but this 36 car is looking to beat a third place finish, possibly win the Gatorade 400 if he can make it. Eves with a big run on the outside. 36 might have clipped the apron there. Foster trying to make a move around. Now Eves dives to the bottom on Yepes. Here they come down the front stretch. Top three, single file. A Dodge, a Toyota, and a Dodge lead a Chevy and another Dodge. And Dodge, of course, being the dominant factor they are in the NSDCA. Scott Roush inside the top 10 for the 29 team. Edson dominated this middle portion in the 82. He's back about mid-pack. Bobo Jones starting to get left out of there. Now they're trying to cycle that lap car out of this way. But up in front, they're staying single file. Are they trying to time a move? Will these guys time a move? Will Eves make a move? He wants to get up there into second and make the move on Jefferson. He knows the Dodge power underneath the hood of this 47. Yepes now to the outside in the 77. Going to drop him back as they come off the corner. Eves gets the run on the inside over Yepes as Yepes starting to drop back. But Buttersworth leading that inside line now is not going to help him. Bowers to the top. That night might not be good. Coming around, we got 8 laps to go at Daytona. Does Eves have enough to take out this 48 car? Jefferson does the same thing he did at the Glen. Wait in the back. Play some strategy. Maybe not pit strategy, but he stayed in the back, stayed out of trouble, didn't use his stuff up at the beginning, and now he might have the car to beat as we come down to the end of this one. But Eves all over the back of him. Yepes is going to dive back to the inside. Diego thinks he has the car to get around the 48 of Jefferson, and he's going to dive back to the inside. But here comes Foster, running the same setup they had this season at the Sundrop 500, trying to get this 40 car into victory lane. 3 wide further back, Neil, Roush, Morris back there. Jacob Edson inside the top 10. There's Burkhardt. Cloud has fought his way just outside. Can the 50 come up there and win it? Is he the surprise contender we need to take the 48 out of contention? Now Yepes has Foster pushing him. These two faster than the 47 and 36 by far. Now you got Bowers in there. Bowers could point his way in, but he still wants a win to get that wild card spot. Now Yepes is going to go back up, jumps with Eves, trying to get that momentum down the back on Jefferson. These guys are going to have to stop battling each other if they want to get by that 48 car. And the fans, you see it a lot of when Jefferson takes the lead. You hear a crowd of boos out of the stands as he takes the lead, but he's showing why he's one of the best in the NSDCA. Yepes there as well, both fighting. Now, Foster has moved his way into third with a push from Dusty Neal, or Carson Bowers, sorry. Can he get up there and possibly win this event? Here they come down the front straightaway. 6 to go, 5 to go. Next time by. Top 4 single file, and Buttersworth still hanging on up front. Bowers into 5th. That second pack there starting to fall away. Carter Friesen, Rockefeller, Reed, Mears, Aiden Smith, not Matt Sladek, that's Kev Shearer. You got Vargas DeLello off the pace. All those guys off the pace. Spurley Tube not far enough back with Murray to really be a factor. Yepes and Foster trying to mount a charge on this 48 car. And look at Carson Bowers really pushing up the track. We said the tires start really costing you when you're on that inside line. Now Foster into second. Tibb is the Sundrop 500 winner. He won this race from the second position on the last lap. And now he's coming after Jay Jefferson. Does he have the push from Buttersworth to get by him? To get a nose under? He does! Here comes Foster to the inside of the 40. With the push from the 36. Bowers is getting the push with him. Will they have enough? Can Jefferson hang on the outside? Buttersworth abandons Foster, but Bowers stays to the inside. Down the back straightaway, Tibb wants to win another Daytona race. Jefferson on the outside trying to win another race in general. Here they come through the corner. Bowers fighting on the inside. Does the inside line have anything for Jefferson on the outside? Foster walks it up a bit, but Bowers is right on the back of him. Look at the BGM guys in Yepes and Morris now into the fight. And here comes Foster, drag race across the line. He leads that lap. 4 to go at Daytona. Does anyone have anything for Jay Jefferson if Foster can't get by him? But he's now going to have Yepes pushing him. And the inside line is the preferred line through 1 and 2. Jefferson has been launched from the race lead. Here comes Burkhart in the 99 bringing it up. Scott Roush, Logan Cloud, where did they come from? They're inside the top 10 in the closing laps. Goforth trying to get help from Edson. Now Burkhart trying to get help to Yepes. And now Bowers and Buttersworth on the outside are going to be screwed over. They're dropping back. But now Yepes in the 77. Can he get around Tib Foster? 3 to go at Daytona. Who has enough to win it? Foster out in front in that 40, trying to hang on. Burkhart now in that 99. He's waited. He waited. He timed it. He's now in this fight. Jefferson is still second. Yepes third. Foster has to hold on against 3 of the strongest cars of the season. And now Burkhart's going to throw him 3 wide. He wants to get the 48 out of there, the 77 out of there. Morris in the 55. Will he push Burkhart to the victory? Here comes Goforth. A bit far back possibly for 3 to go. But he's there in the fight coming to the end of this one. Foster's out in front, soaring away as they battle 3 wide behind him. Now Carson Bowers in the 25. If he gets down to the bottom, he could be in contention to win this race and try to get himself into the chase. There's Dusty Neal, Jefferson on the outside. Foster a bit slower on the bottom. That brings a big run from Burkhart. Now Yepes on the outside, side by side for second. 2 laps to go at Daytona. The pack is starting to form back up. Scott Roush bounces off of the wall, and his storybook run at a possible win's probably going to go away and cost him many spots. But here they come now. Burkhart to the inside. He's going to get to the bottom of Foster. Morris, Neal, Edson back there. Will Burkhart be able to take his second? The pack is 3 wide behind him. Will they have enough to push that 99 to the lead and clear into the lead? Morris sticking with him, but here comes Neal in the 94. Dusty Neal wants to get into the fight, side by side for the race lead. Here with coming to the white flag at Daytona. Foster, does he have the momentum on the outside to make it happen as Morris pushes him? Coming down the front straightaway. Foster with a rocket off the corner, but will he be able to clear? White flag at Daytona. Foster trying to hang on the outside. He might have just cleared Burkhart. They left him on the inside. Neal went up and left him. Foster back to the race lead. White flag is out. Here comes Dusty Neal, Jacob Edson, Matthew Eves with the push. This is a lot of the strong cars of the season. Burkhart, he's waiting back, trying to get a shot from Neal. Neal's not going to betray his teammate. He's team boss. He's not going to let it happen. Eves in the 47 moves Edson out of the way. Now, coming through the corner, Tib Foster in the race lead. Maybe he's not the ringer we saw this season. Maybe he's a super speedway ace. Coming off of the final corner at Daytona. Tib Foster in the 40 car, back to back at the Daytona International Speedway. That is what he needed. That is what Tib Foster needed to get himself ready for the chase. And back to back at Daytona, he sweeps it. The first time we had a repeat race on the season, at a track on the season, he wins. Burkhart second. Neal takes home third. Edson fourth. Matthew Eves fifth. What a storybook run. Tib Foster smiling in the car. You got to see that. Both of his cars come home with the top 5. Carson Bowers takes home 7th. That's going to be big in his championship hunt. Cody Goforth comes home 10th. Probably not what he wanted, especially after he knew he had a car to win this. Logan Kukalon, there, okay. They're all spinning back there. Bobo Jones hasn't had enough of a bad day, I guess. Logan Cloud he was almost out of the pack to 11th. Scott Roush, heartbreaking. He still comes home 14th. And Archibald Buttersworth 13th there. Jefferson leading in the closing laps. Ends up 9th. But Tib Foster for Angiotto proves they have a restrictor plate program to beat. Tib Foster, his second win of the season. And it comes at Daytona. That was a very, very fun race. The Gatorade 400, it was 10 laps shorter than the 500, and it certainly showed as Tib Foster made a daring last lap move, had to defend against Burkhart. It was a great show at the end, and Tib Foster was able to take it home to the victory at Daytona. SBR comes up just short. Burkhart, though, is probably going to clinch the regular season title there. It won't be a mathematical clinch, but a realistic one in that Burkhart, Jefferson, Morris already locked in. You'll see in the point standings, most likely. Who is locked into the chase after this? But a bad run by Austin Murray. Murray comes home 38th. That could make him a must-win into Chicagoland. Carter Friesen also finishes near the back. He has one win, though, in the 85 car. Carter Friesen does have one win in that 85. He comes home 24th, so he could still be hitting the wild card spot. Kukalon back to 27th at the end. That's probably going to put him in a must-win. Same with DeLello. But Bowers is going to pick up a ton of spots there. Got a lap led in the 25. Comes home 7th. That will definitely move him ahead of probably all the guys in front of him and put him possibly into 11th in the standings. Matthew Eaves, it was a winner you're in. It was a win and you're in at that point. Same with Edson. They both pick up some good points, but it's going to be a must-win scenario into Chicagoland. Dusty Neal might have saved his chase with a third-place finish there. Morris already locked in. He comes home 6th. Yepes up in front will probably lock him in. Peter Onjak in the 44, 19th and 18th for Porta and Onjak could be enough to lock him in. However, Bowers is the question there. But drivers like Riley Spurley probably out of this one. Larry Hagan 15th, a great run there. Colton Lane falls to 26th at the end. So it looks like Larry might be able to lock up the wild card spot there. But we still have Chicagoland left. We are done with the wild card races. Watkins Glen could have gone to anyone. Daytona definitely could have gone to anyone, and it goes to Tib Foster. We have one race left to decide the Chase 12 for the Cup Series. It's a doubleheader for the Truck Series at Chicagoland next time. The Dr. Pepper Dash Series and Molson Modifieds end their season as well at Iowa with a fan favorite event there. You got the Mountain Dew Custom Series also joining us at Chicagoland next week. It's sure to be an action-packed week of racing. Tib Foster comes home the victor with a late move on Jefferson. Burkhart, Neal had nothing to go with them. Same with Edson and Eaves, but they all score a top 5. We'll see you guys next time here. It was a great race. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.